What's up, everybody? Man, this is Les Edwins. I'm a drummer, now street performer, and I've been doing the street performing thing for about 10 years now. And so you want to be a street performer, but you don't think you can make no money. People say, man, nah, you don't make no money being a street performer. Wrong. I want to just tell you that that's wrong. Okay, you can make money being a street performer. You just got to know what to do. Okay, now, what do people ask me? They say, well, man, how you making money doing what you're doing out here? First of all, you got to be in places that got high foot traffic. You ain't gonna make no money if you ain't got no foot traffic. I don't care how long you want to play out there. You got 3 or 4 people walking by here and there. You ain't gonna make no money. You got to be in places that have high tourist traffic, lots of foot traffic. So that's your first thing. Now, secondly, which is another big question that people ask me, is like, man, you got all kinds of songs. You got, where do you get your songs? Well, here's the thing about songs and street performing and making money. What people don't tend to understand, you can't get out there and just play whatever you think you like. Okay? At some point when you're playing your set list, okay, you got to hone in on your crowd, watch your crowd, and see what songs bring in the tips. Okay? And once you find, I call those money songs. Okay? I call those money songs. I've had people come around from different areas where I play, and they say, oh, I hear you playing the same songs, and stuff like that. And I say, yeah, and you work at the restaurant, and I see you have the same menu. And I say, why do you have the same menu and everything on the menu is the same? It's because it works. You're not going to change your menu because maybe I don't like it, because I might walk in and say, man, you got the same stuff on the menu. It works. So it's the same thing with your song list. Okay? I call them money songs. You need to learn which songs that you play are the money songs that bring the tips in, and then stick with them. Okay? So when you're looking at your crowd and you're seeing the tips coming, for certain songs, and then certain songs you've played it several times and you see it, it's like, it's okay. They listen, but nobody's getting up giving you tips. Then those songs ain't working. Doesn't matter how good you like the song. Doesn't matter how good the song is. If it don't work, I got over 500 something songs that I can play, and I've probably tested them all, and not all of them work. There's certain songs that I know, no matter how many times I play them, people are walking up and putting tips in my bucket. So you got to know about money songs when you're out there on the street, and you got to have personality. Here's another thing, man. I've watched a lot of street performers, and the one thing they don't have is personality, man. They don't have any kind of stage presence. They just stand there, play, and whatever it might be. You got to have personality and interact with your crowd, man. Even people sitting around you watching your show, if you got an area that you're playing where there's benches or something, or a wall or something where they can sit and eat, you gotta interact with those people. They like that. When I do my show, I make people feel like they're part of my show. I bring them in. I ask them questions. I ask them how their food is. I ask them, that's all interaction. And people love that, and they're going to be more willing to give you money. Okay, yeah. If I've had people say, "Well, I don't want to street perform because I can't make no money," that's wrong. You're gonna make as much money as you put into it, like a business. You can't go out there on the street and just be thinking like, well, I just want to make money for the day, so because I got to eat. No, you got to look at it as a business. It's no different than if you would go into a nightclub, or you would go into a Sunday brunch or something like that and expect to get paid. Well, you go on the street, you expect to get paid. The difference is that you don't have a set salary you're getting paid. It's all about you. It's all about you. So it's everything from personality. It's all about songs. It's all about the area. Just like they say in real estate, location, location, location. Okay? If you're in the right location with a lot of foot traffic, a busy area that there's tourists and stuff like that, and you're able to play in that area, okay, and then again, some of those people out there, that have talked to me, ask me a question as far as, do I just go out there? No, I don't just go out there and play. I have a permit. So you're going to want to make sure that you check with the city, find out what the procedure is to get a permit, if they require a permit or whatever, if it's, a permit for, certain hours a day, or a permit for certain spots a day, or if you got to move every half an hour to do, you got to find that out. Don't go out in the street. There might be different areas, that you play or want to play that may not require that. But the bottom line is that most places that I know have some sort of ordinance and some kind of law that doesn't allow you just go out there and be a street performer. You gotta have some credentials, man. I got credentials, man. I got a permit. I also carry insurance. That's another thing you want to do when you're on the street. Make sure you carry musicians insurance, so in case somebody gets hurt, man, you ain't getting hit with a claim. You know what I mean? Because a lot of people do a lot of things. I've been street performing currently for 10 years, but I started actually in 1972. And I know people do strange things. They try to walk through your equipment so they can trip on a cord or something like that. Just anything to sue you, man. So make sure you're covered with insurance. Make sure you got a permit. And once you got all those things in hand, because it's great, man, to be able to have a permit and have a schedule where you ain't got to be fighting with somebody else, man, to get a spot, man. Find out what the program is that's in that city and what it's going to cost you to get a permit, and then insurance, and then now you got your own set schedule. You go out there, maybe your schedule's for a half an hour, maybe your schedule's for 3 hours. I happen to work in a situation where my schedule's 3 hours per musician. So now that we're saying that, when in 3 hours, do you think I'm going to go out there for 3 hours and not try to make some money? When I go out there, I look at it as a business, and I say, okay, well, I got 3 hours, which for me, because I'm a drummer, I do a solo show over tracks, and I sing and play live. It takes me about a half an hour to get my rig together and set up and everything. So you're looking at 2.5 hours. And I don't take any breaks. I go straight 2.5 hours because time is money. The more time you take sitting down doing nothing is money that's walking by you. And so like I say, if you want to be a street performer, I think it's a great thing. You're your own boss. You ain't got nobody telling you what to do. It's not like you're getting hired to play somewhere and you got to deal with management and the rules and regulations, and they tell you how to dress and certain things, man. You go out there in the street performer, you do your own thing. You want to dress up, cool. You don't want to dress up, you want to just put on some nice jeans and a shirt and whatnot. You get a shirt like mine, as you can see here. That's me right there, okay? So, but I'm just trying to tell you, because there's been a lot of people that have been asking me a lot of questions over the years about, can you really make money being a street performer? And I'm going to tell you right now, there's some people out there making some hefty dough because they're doing the right thing. I've seen acts out on the street that are doing things like acrobats and breakdancing and stuff like that. These guys are putting on outfits. They're taking it serious. They're not having that street performer attitude like, well, I'm just going to throw on some raggedy jeans and a raggedy shirt and the lang, just going to play my guitar, lang, and then just go. I've watched them. I sit back and watch people, and I shake my head and say, that's why you ain't getting no money, man. Look at where you look. Look at your presentation. Then you're sitting up there singing, and you ain't saying nothing to nobody. So you're just like some kind of, you're just a fly on the wall in the corner somewhere, because ain't nobody paying attention to you. You got to draw people into your show. Draw them in. I try to tell people. And your song list. I know a guy that's a street performer, and he's quite up there in the age, and this guy, every time I listen to him, he tries to play the latest song on the radio. And I'm sitting back looking at him, I'm saying, now there you go. That's why you're not making no money, because the people that are walking by you, you got 80% youngsters, 20% people my age and his age, and you're over there trying to cater to the youngster, man, looking like you're 60 or 70 years old. They're not feeling that, man. And I've told him before, man, stop trying to play songs of today's generation when you look like you're 70 years old, man. It doesn't mix and it doesn't match, okay? Play your songs of your generation, you know what I'm saying? And there might be some younger generation that are listening to some of the older tunes and stuff like that, man. But you gotta, like I say, man, you gotta stick with what you know, man. Like I say, you get in where you fit in. You know, don't be trying to play all the newest stuff on the radio and all that kind of stuff, and then people are looking at you because they're laughing. They're sitting up and saying, man, what are you doing trying to sing, you know, Ed Sheeran and all these different tunes and trying to play The Weeknd and all that kind of stuff, and then you got white hair and everything all over the place, man. I mean, I'm just keeping it real, folks. I'm just keeping it real. I'm just keeping it real, okay? So I'm just going to tell you right now, you can make money, okay? But you got to listen to some of the things I'm telling you. 1, presentation. 2, high foot traffic. 3, make sure you got a permit that enables you to be able to play somewhere without getting run off by a cop or somebody. 4, entertain your crowd, man. Don't entertain yourself. Entertain your crowd. That's what you're there for, to make tips. You know, you're not there for yourself to just get off on yourself. Okay? You got to entertain your crowd, just like you would do anywhere indoor, but you're just outdoor. And 5, one of the biggest, most important things when people ask me how to make money performing as a street performer, know the money songs. And that'll always get you some money. All right? So y'all think about that. All right. Les Edwins out. Check y'all later.